Yes, I think the video is live right now. So I think we are streaming on YouTube. And this session would be about speaking. I welcome everybody to this channel, ULO Education. And we will be discussing about IELTS speaking test. And with me is Ankit Mittal from Moga. And today I'll be asking him questions and I'll be taking his speaking test one by one, step to step. All the questions that are really important, including cue cards, part one, and everything, which will help him and all of us to boost our confidence, number one, and also give us quality of content that is needed for all of us to improve our IELTS speaking. Right. So, hello, Ankit, how are you?
Very good, sir. I'm
Okay.
fine.
So kindly introduce yourself to the people who are watching us right now, and then we can start with the session.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ankit Mittal. I am 18 years old, and recently I've done my secondary education from SD Senior Secondary Boys.
Okay. All right. So you're doing IELTS right now, Ankit? Uh,
Yes, sir. I am
that-
pursuing my IELTS classes.
okay. All right. Okay, then let's start with the session. So we will start with the part one questions at the beginning, and then we will move with the other parts as such cue cards and follow-ups as well. So this will help you to communicate with the examiner. This session will help you to have good ideas about how you can speak and what is the content that is really needed. By the time you would be in the session, you would be speaking. I would also be explaining about the mistakes if you made any and how you can improve it side by side. I will be developing that habit of yours as well, so you can start noticing your own mistakes with time. Right, that would be good. All right, so let's start with first part of speaking test, that is part one questions. And in part one, basically speaking test is always one on one with the examiner in a room. Both academic and GT candidates can take the same speaking test. There is only one speaking test for all candidates. Everyone is required to have a face-to-face interview with the examiner, even if you're doing a computer delivered test or a pen and paper test. For you to ask for the observation if you wish, the test is taped. It is an informal speaking test. Your test results are declared or decided at the end of the test by examiner who asks you the questions. The test usually lasts for about 10 to 15 minutes. The time and length of your questions are controlled by the examiner. The test includes ID checks and introduction, part one questions and answers for 4 to 5 minutes. You can be asked questions about your hobbies, studies, work, or interests. In part two, this is a talk for 1 to 2 minutes. You are given a card with a familiar topic and several prompts. You are also given 1 minute to make a note of what you want to say before speaking for 2 minutes on the topic. Part three, this is a discussion between you and the examiner, and it lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. The discussion will be conducted to questions from part two, and it allows you to discuss more additional issues on the opinion. Right? So you're getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Very well.
There are four making standards, and you are expected to be able to respond to questions on common and uncommon topics and to speak at length. You are evaluated on 9 band scale using this criteria. The criteria is fluency and cohesion, which is graded 25% of your total speaking. Vocabulary, which is graded 25%, pronunciation, which is also graded 25%, grammatical errors and structures also takes 25% of the total uh, test. So let's start the practice then. I hope you all know the how this session is uh, going to be conducted and what is speaking test. I think you know it all. So first we will start with the speaking part, part one. Deepkar, hello sir. I need the same name for me. Sukhdeep, I didn't get you. Sorry, can you kindly repeat your question? Okay, so Ankit, let's start with you. I'll be asking about questions about you at the beginning, and then we will move forward with part one questions. Part one has so many questions, but we will be talking about some of the questions today. So it's going to be about you at the first. So what is your full name?
Hello, sir. My full name is Ankit Mittal.
Okay, and what shall I call you, Ankit?
You may address me as Ankit.
Okay, and does your name have any special meaning?
Yes, as I was told by my parents that it means to begin something in Hindu culture. So I believe that it is mean to start something blissful with the blessings of God.
Okay, so is your name important to you?
Yes, I believe that it is quite important for me because everybody knows me by my name, so it is my identity.
Okay. So, okay, Ankit, let's start with the part one questions. And the first part one question would be about farming. Have you ever visited a farm?
I barely visited a farm. I remember that in my childhood, my father took me to his friend's farmhouse where I saw a variety of animals as well as crops that were grown by the farmers. But I'm a city person, so I have been really never visited a chance to get to the farm.
Okay. And do you like farming if you get a chance to?
Actually, I am not very passionate about farming because I have never got interested in such job. So no, I think I'm not interested so well in farming.
Okay. And what kind of farms do you like?
Yes, I like paddy fields very much because I have seen in movies that the farmers try their best to grow the paddy, as well as I also like some other crops like which have the which have yellow blossoms, which were very well shown in the movies, and also my friends pursue some photographs in such farms. So
Okay.
I like that type of fields.
Do you think that farming is important?
Yes, I believe that farming is quite important for our survival nowadays, as already we are going through the food crisis. So I believe that farmers are our well wishers as well as supporters of our country.
Okay.
So,
So, does your country still use many traditional farming methods or it has improved to the modern methods?
well, it depends upon place to place from where the farmers belong. Like some are broad thinkers. They have pursued modern farming methods like usage of HIV seeds is increased. But there are still some farmers who pursue organic farming. So it depends upon totally on the place where we are.
Okay. And let's move to another topic that is favorite place. What place do you most like to visit and why?
Yes, I like to visit variety of places, but the most aspired place by me is my garden because uh, because I have really worked hard to grow some flowers and also have planted a variety of vegetables which can be easily grown. So I like spending my time at my garden, which is a very blissful place for me because a variety of birds visit regularly, and feeding them some food is very joyful experience for me.
Okay. So how often do you visit this place?
I usually visit this place um, every evening whenever nowadays it is very hot to fetch water to the plants. I go to my garden every evening.
Okay. And is it popular with many other people and why this place?
Like it is our private place, so whenever some guests visit to our house, we usually uh, make a trip to our garden. Um, it is our on private place, so it is not a public place. So public barely comes here.
Okay. Has this changed very much since you first went there? In what way it has changed now?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Has it changed very much since you first went there? And in what way it has changed?
Yes, like at first it was not much developed. Like and there was not proper not proper maintenance of the garden. But after we attended some lectures about environment protection, I got a passion about growing more flowers and new plants. So we planted a variety of flowers. Maybe there are more than 60 pots planted in our garden, and with a variety of flowers and roses and lilies are grown there, which are quite astonishing for me.
Okay. Let's move to the topic food and cooking. So, Ankit, tell me what sorts of food do you like eating the most and why?
I like variety of foods, but I mostly prefer to eat fibrous foods because they are enriched with a variety of minerals as well as vitamins which are essential for our body. So I like eating leafy vegetables which are cooked by my mother at home.
Okay. And who normally does the cooking in your home?
My as I have already mentioned that my mother cooks food for me because of her cooking skills. She is an excellent cook.
Okay. And do you watch cookery programs on TV? Why or why not?
Well, I'm not so much fan of viewing such episodes or programs. Well, sometimes my mother pursue to watch such programs, so I sit with her and watch such type of programs and cookery shows.
All right. So, in general, do you prefer eating out or you prefer eating at home?
I prefer to eat at home because food at home is quite healthy and makes our body fit. And moreover, we are not on about the ingredients, which type of ingredients the market or food outlets are using to cook their food. Sometimes they are quite unhealthy, and we pursue eating it. So I prefer to eat at home.
Okay. And let's talk about games now. What games are popular in your country and why?
Well, there are a variety of games which are popular in my country, and youngsters are also accumulating and getting knowledge about the new games. I believe that basketball and cricket are quite popular in my nation rather than other games.
All right. And do you play any games?
Yes, I too play a variety of games. I'm a huge fan of cricket.
Okay. How do people learn to play games in your country?
How do people
How do people learn to play games in your country?
like they are well authorized coaches which provide regular training to kids, and moreover by playing in a proper team we can also get such skills to play any game.
Okay. And do you think it's important for people to play games? Why and why not?
Yes, I believe that it is quite important for people to play a game in their life because it keeps them fit as a fiddle, and moreover to maintain a proper hygiene it is quite important.
Okay. Let's talk about gifts. When do you send gifts?
I usually send gifts on special occasions like on birthdays, wedding anniversaries to my family and friends.
When was the last time you received the gift?
I received recently on 22 May. It was my birthday, and I received large amount of gifts from my friends and family, and I enjoyed that moment.
Okay. And have you received a gift you didn't like?
Like I received a variety of gifts, but the blessings of my mother is best gift for me till now because she always cares for me a lot. And whenever it's my birthday, I gets up and touches her feet to take her blessings, which is best gift for me.
Ankit, the question was, have you received a gift you didn't like?
Okay. Uh, Yes, sorry, I misinterpreted the question. But yes, there was a gift which I didn't like because yes, it was gift. There was a watch which was gifted to me by one of my friend. Actually, when I opened the gift, it was broken. At first, I was somewhat hurt, but I didn't so much got mess up because it's a general gift. Sometimes a person may mess up. Maybe during the transportation, it may got broke. So I didn't talk to him for a while, but we just recommunicated after some time.
Okay, let's talk about living. So, where are you living right now?
I live in Moga, which is a small city in Punjab, and I live in in the heart of city.
Do you like the area that you live in?
Yes, I like this area quite very much because there are quite large amount of trees grown around the roads, which provide a proper shade as well as a green environment is quite fascinating, which helps us to get good amount of oxygen.
Okay. And what do you like the most about where you live?
The main attraction where I live is nature park, which is which is quite attracting as a variety of rides as well as people of all age group visit it, which is quite attracting about my locality.
All right. So, Ankit, let's move to the cue card session. And the first cue card that you will be answering, we'll be doing 2 to 3 cue cards. It is describe a home that you visited and liked, but you don't want to live in. If you want
Can
me
you
to write
please
this cue card in the chat box, I will write it down. You will have 1 to 2 minutes to prepare. I will write it down in the chat box.
can you please repeat the question?
I'm just typing down in the chat box if you can see. Describe a home that you visited and liked, but you don't want to live in. You should say what place is it? When do you visit the place? How do you feel about it? Why don't you want to live there? You will have 1 to 2 minutes to prepare.
Which I don't like.
Which you don't like, but you liked the place, but you don't want to live in.
Okay, okay.
You like the place, but you don't want to live in. I'm just typing this in YouTube comments as well, and I'm also typing this. Yeah, only 1 minute, Amanpreet Kaur, for preparation, but this is a practice session, so we will give 1 to 2 minutes we can keep for the practice and preparation, so it gives out good content and value. So if anyone on YouTube you have any questions, you can just ask me on the in the comment section, and we would love to answer you live. So if you have any sort of questions, you can ask us. All right, Ankit, let's begin.
Like nowadays we came across a lot of places which we want to which we aspire to live in, but and there was a place which I visited. Actually, I went to one of my father's friend's house, and there it was in Agarwal enclave in the outskirts of Mocha, which was quite fascinating as it was a very new colony, as well as the neighborhood was quite familiar with all the people. There was proper maintenance at the roads, as well as it was newly built, so properly maintained by the government, as well as the cleanliness was quite fascinating for me, as I have never seen such environment till now in Moga. So when I went to that place, where I was shocked to see the environment, as well as the plannings that were pursued by the architects in that place. Moreover, I saw that their flat was about 5 BHK, 5 BHK flat, and moreover there was a quite quite useful spaces, like there was a proper ground, as well as a garden for every person, and there were a lot of birds, as well as domestic animals like dogs and cats, which were kept by the people of that place. And all the people were celebrating Lori, as it was a function that was quite fascinating for me. And we visited our we visited there as my father's friend invited us. So we enjoyed all the moment, as well as I saw that this place should be that this environment should be provided everywhere in Mocha, so that people can have such posh and rich lifestyle, and can enjoy a variety of facilities, like proper sanitation facilities, as well as water maintenance. Moreover, I saw that this place very this place was quite posh. So if I got a chance to live there, I will surely. But I don't like one thing, that there was that it was situated in the outskirts of Moga rather than in the center of the city. This only thing makes me feel bad, as it was quite away from the all the stations, like railway stations and bus stations. So people may have to travel by car or some vehicle to reach at such public places. Only this thing didn't attracted me, but on the whole, it was a quite beautiful place.
Okay, so Ankit, your question was describe a home that you visited and liked, but you don't want to live in. I hope you can read the question, but you was more focused on that what you liked. So you didn't say that you don't want to live in there, but why? The question is that you have to speak about a house or a place or a home which you visited, you liked, but you don't want to live in. So you were saying that I would, if I get a chance, I would stay there because it was so posh and beautiful and everything, right? So you know, you have your question, you just misinterpreted the whole question.
Okay. Yes, I got the point that.
So you can say you have to say this question. I'll give you a short example how you have to answer. I'll give you a short story. That would be the content. It would be like I visited my uncle's new house that he recently built, which was built very nice, beautifully designed, which had all the facilities like all the washrooms and everything, the cupboards, everything was so perfect. But it was built in an industrial area where factories were so near and they used to make so much noise. The place was very nice. I liked it. The house interior and everything was so good, but the surrounding of that place was not good. So I would never like to live there because of the noise that it produced outside. So this is the kind of way you have to speak this answer.
I just use the locality word, due to which it goes about the area, not about the place where I visited.
Yeah, just a second. Sorry, can you please repeat?
So I was saying that I go for the locality, the whole area. I didn't pursue for the place or the home which I visited. Yes, I made that mistake. I will take care of it.
Sure. So we'll move to the follow-ups, right? So the follow-up for these questions are, what type of apartment do most people in your country like to live in?
Like different people have different preferences, but for me, I will prefer to have a proper sanitation facilities and well maintained house, like with the proper accommodations of every facility to be provided by the government, as well as it will be situated in a good place where there are less factories and more people, and these are the main requirements which I require in the locality, as well as people demand mostly.
Okay. And do people take gifts when they visit each other in your place?
Do people take gifts?
When they visit each other in your place?
Like it depends upon the moments. Sometimes if the moments are special, people pursue to have gifts for the visit for the host. But sometimes it is a casual moment, so we don't prefer to have gifts for anybody. We just go for a casual meet and talk about and have a general conversation.
Okay. And what is the difference between a house in the city center and the small town, according to you?
Like they are quite distinct from each other. Like in a small town, sometimes there are only basic facilities are provided. They are not extravagant facilities of malls, showrooms, and these types of facilities are not are deprived of some of such places. But like in big cities, there are a variety of malls, as well as crowded places, like the events, public events regularly happen at such places.
Okay. So the next cue card is, describe a crowded place you have visited. It's in front of you on your screen. Describe a crowded place you have visited. You can take your time and then we can start. Describe a crowded place you have visited. So you have to talk about a place which was crowded and you visited that place, how you felt there, what was your experience, and this kind of answers you can give easily. You can take your time to see the content and then we will start. All right, you can start the answer.
Like I, from the recent experiences, come across a variety of places which are quite trusted by the people. But most fascinating experience was when I went to a concert of a famous pop star known as Honey Singh, famous for his raps as well as singing styles. In my recent visit to Ludhiana, I came across a person who was distributing the tickets of the concert, and we bought some tickets from him and went for the concert. It was full rushed with the audience, as well as the people were enjoying, as well as hooting, which was quite attracting for my kind of generation, because we like such activities, as well as the person that celebrity came on stage and he started singing his songs. It was quite astonishing, as we whenever listen such songs on YouTube or other platforms, we don't get about the nature of the people, what type of people, and what type of that person is, and what type of thinking he takes with it. And when I came across such concert, I came to know a lot of things about it. He was a very kind-hearted person. He admires his audience to be kind to humanity, as well as wanted to do social tasks like helping the poor, and as well as he gave speeches. But his singing was very awesome, as well as the beats, as well the drums that were pursued by the band was can't be explained in the words. I enjoyed that experience very well, and my friends were with me. We just danced for some moments, as well as sang the song along with him. Overall, we enjoyed that experience very much, and it will always stay in good diaries of mine.
All right. So let's move to the next cue card. We won't be doing follow-ups for this question. The next cue card is describe a time when you watched live sports event. I'll just type it down as well in the chat box. Describe a time when you watched a live sport event. It's a very common cue card. I hope you have already gone through. I'm fine, everyone. So describe a time when you watched a live sport event.
Okay.
So this is the question. You can take your time. All right. You can start your answer, Ankit.
Okay. Like these moments barely come in my life. Whenever I got a chance, I grab it. And there was a moment where it was a time of summers. In these months, my it was my holidays from my school. So my family make a planned a trip for to Mohali to watch a live event happen in India known as IPL. It was a cricket match pursued between Kings 11 Punjab as well as CSK. Both were my favorite teams, but Punjab was as I am a born in Punjab person, so I loved that match because it was a match for to grab by the players for the Punjab players. As I went to the stadium, it was rushed with the audience. I saw that I didn't counted the people, but they were just in lakhs. I can't explain the moment. It was quite astonishing for me. And when I just entered there, they were all the people wearing the jerseys of Punjab, and all were in red colors. All were sporting their favorite players. I liked the most favorite player of mine was Glenn Maxwell. I I was also carrying a flag of his name, and shouting and hooting with my family and friends. We just enjoyed a lot, as there were songs all around the stadium. And moreover, some people were all dancing, as well as making videos and having selfies. We too took some pics of us uh, and supported our favorite players. At the end of the match, finally Punjab won. There was no. I was like on the seventh sky. Like it was like that. I was playing in uh, in the game and won a match in front of CSK, which was also quite strong team. It was a totally different experience from watching on a TV than a live sport. We can make new friends at such places. Even I to make a friend of mine who was sporting the same favorite player. I ate a lot of dishes as well as have some coke in that at that moment. At the end, we got a moment to shake hand with the great players. We congratulated for the win and have some selfies with them. And it will always stay in my good diaries. I can't forget till my life.
Okay. And what kind of other sports are popular in India according to you?
Like nowadays there are many sports popular in my nation, like weightlifting too is quite popular. As one of recently I came to know about a sport player, Mirabai, which have won silver in Olympics for weightlifting. So these sports are quite being getting popular, as well as basketball is also gaining popularity among the youth.
All right. So do you think that young people should play sports?
Which people?
Young people should play sports,
Yes,
do you?
yes, I think it is quite vital for nowadays because people are becoming having people are having sedentary lifestyle due to which they are becoming obsessed. So by pursuing sports, they will become not only fit as well as it also trains their mental ability. So I think yes, they should pursue sports.
And do you think young people like indoor games?
Yes, there are quite many people who uh, like to play board games like table tennis, chess. These are quite these require a quite strong mental ability. Even our youth has gone to national as well as international levels to pursue such games.
Okay. So the next keyword is describe your favorite writer you would like to meet. Describe your favorite writer you would like to meet. So that is on screens of everyone's screens. Describe your favorite writer you would like to meet. What you should say in this question should be who is the writer? What do you know about this writer already? What you would like to find about him or her? So you have 1 minute to prepare. And if anyone in this live video have any questions, you can ask me right now in the comment section so I can reply everyone, whatever your questions are. Hi Mohit, how are you? Hi Shimla Mehndi. Hi Aman. Hi Anmol. Hi Preeti. Good morning. Raman Sandhu, you want to speak? The ID is 823 0044 Zoom ID. I'm writing down in the comment section. Right. And the password is team 2021. So Raman, here is the ID and password. You can join and you wish if you wish to speak. Right. If anyone has any other questions, you can just put on in the comment section and I would love to reply all of you. Okay, Ankit, you can start.
Well, I know about variety of writers from the Shakespeare. to APJ Abdul Kalam, who are excellent writers. But for to pursue the most excellent writer is I would go for Sudha Murthy, as I have read a variety of articles as well as poems, poetic articles which she pursued recently. Even from my secondary education, I have read a lesson known as attendance problem of person, in which she targets the attendance problem of nowadays youth, due to which they don't take the studies seriously. Even she used many rhymes as well as poetic similes, which were quite fascinating in such article. It motivates me that I should go for that I should attend my that should be serious about my studies, as well as I know I came to know about an interview of her which she gave, and I watched the video on a YouTube in which she explained her ideas that were quite prominent as well as attracting, because she was a very kind and generous lady. She had done a lot of hard work in her life. Even he motivates a lot of youth nowadays. She has got a variety of awards, like uh, awards from Indian government. All whole over, she is quite popular. Even in foreign events, she was awarded as the best writer award. And whenever I read her articles, I just got to that moment. and and whenever I read, I just got to an imaginary world where just I'm with my own, and the writer is pursuing his ideas, which are easy to grab, as well as all the age group can easily come to know about the point she is pointing. And through these articles, she targets the modern problems faced by the people, and also she gives a lot of solutions, which by accumulating in our life we can resolve such problems. So she is a very she is a very kind and a great personality. So if I got a chance to visit or meet him, I will surely grab it and want to know about something about his personal life events, which about her hard work, what things she had done to achieve such greatness in life.
All right. So the next topic, you overspoke it, right? You have to speak for 2 minutes only. You spoke for 5 minutes, right? So you just have to focus on that thing. You don't have to overdo it. And the next keyword would be describe a time you got lost in a place you didn't know about. I'll type it in the chat box. So these back-to-back answers uh, give you right value. Yes, anyone can speak. You have the ID and password. The next question is describe a time you got lost in a place you didn't know about. And Ankit, you have to answer it in the time limit, 1 to 2 minutes. You have to organize your content. Organization of the content is really important. So that is the mistake we make. You have to organize that. If you're speaking about a story, and the story should be really organized from place to place. So if I'm telling you, I bought this phone last week, and it was my all-time dream, for example. So it was my all-time dream. Last week, I bought this phone. Last week, I bought this phone. It was my all-time dream. So you don't know what the real organization of sentences is, right? So you have to you have to create the formation of the organization. So you have to organize things like step by step. Whatever the things are, the way they are, you have to speak like a story. Yes, Talvinder, you can speak. You have the ID password. If I find it good, I can just start a session with you as well. So let's start this cue card. Describe a time you got lost in a place you didn't know about.
Like these events barely happen in my life. And yes, I remember a situation when I really got messed up in such conditions. I remember I went on a trip with my school to to Manali, where we visited some Buddhist temples. They were huge in area. There were a lot of artifacts in that place which we were just exploring around. And when we were exploring, I realized that I was so much gets I just so much messed up that there was no friend of mine around me, as well as the teachers were not there. I just shouted their names, as well as I was a kid. I didn't even had any mobile phone or any technological thing by which I could communicate them. But I just got here and there all over the temple to find them, but I didn't got anybody. I was just so much sad that I prefer to sit on the stairs of temple and started crying. And suddenly a worker of the temple got me and asked me why was I crying. I just told that got lost, and he took me to the lost and found center where he announced my name. And after about 15 to 20 minutes, my teacher received me. I just hugged her and started crying very loudly, and just uh, she just made me stop crying and gave me a good lesson at that that we should be alerted about our surroundings, as well as stay with our friends whenever we go to any distant places. A lot of thoughts at that moment crumbled in my mind that how would I get to my home, and would I ever be able to meet my friends and family. That made me very astonished at that moment. But that experience was a bitter truth for me, and I will never forget it till the end of my life.
Okay. So here is someone else with us. What is your good name?
Yes, my name is Pranav Ahuja.
And where are you from,
I'm
brother?
from Ropar.
Ropert City. Okay. And you're preparing for your IELTS test?
Not yet. I just have decided to take an IELTS test. Before that, I'll be taking coaching session. After that, I'll be seeking for giving examination.
You will be taking coaching offline or that is going to be online education?
Yeah, I'll be taking for online only.
Okay. All right. So we are conducting a speaking session with Ankit Mittal and Pranav Ahuja. If you wish to stay here, Pranav, you can just continue. One will be distributing questions one by one if you wish to speak.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, you can ask me so everyone can know those questions, and also they all can just get to know things that questions that you people have in your mind.
All right.
So if you have any questions, you can ask me in the beginning, and then we will continue the session.
Actually, I'm just a beginner for IELTS test and all, and I'm not much aware about that. So
Okay.
if you could just brief it up, it would be great.
Okay, I'll just speak the introduction of files speaking once again because I just spoke in the beginning of the session. So I'll just speak all the things. What is IELTS speaking lessons and important tips, what the test is, how this happens. I'll be speaking it once again, okay, for the information purpose. And Ankit, again, I am telling you that you have to speak less. You have to speak for 1 or 2 minutes only for the cue card. You overspeak it, which will reduce your band scores in speaking test. Okay, so IELTS speaking is a test organized for IELTS examination, one of the modules. The speaking test is always one to one with an examiner in a room. Both academic and GT candidates take the same speaking test. There is only one speaking test for all the candidates, right?
All right.
Shibas Khan, yeah, hello. Everyone is required to have face-to-face interview with examiner, even if you're doing a computer-delivered IELTS test or a pen and paper IELTS test. For you to
Okay.
ask for observation if you wish, the test is taped. It is recorded, so you can just answer, reevaluate sometimes if if you're not
Once.
satisfied with your
Yes.
answers.
So,
Right. Hi everyone. Hello. So the test usually lasts about 10 minutes to 15 minutes. The time and length of your questions are controlled by the examiner. The test includes ID checks in the beginning and introduction. Part one questions. Part one, there are three parts in IELTS test: part one, part two, and part three. In part one, question and answers for 5 minutes. You can be asked questions about your hobbies, studies, work, interest, and mostly about you. In part two, this is a talk for 1 or 2 minutes. You are given a card with a familiar topic and several prompts. You are also given a 1 minute to make note of what you want to say before speaking for 2 minutes on the topic. So there will be a topic and there will be a card in front of you. You can see that card and that topic will be written. That is what me and Ankit we are doing from last 15 to
okay.
20 minutes. That topic would be written. You have to speak on that topic for 1 to 2 minutes. And to speak on that topic, you will be given 1 minute to prepare.
All
In
right.
that 1 minute, you can write your notes. You write the organization of your notes, and then the answer would begin. Right. And the part three. Part three, this is a discussion between you and the examiner, and it lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. The discussion will be conducted on questions from part two, and it allows you to discuss more additional issues and opinions. So the part two, that is cue card that you have to speak for 2 minutes, and the follow-up questions will be about part two, about cue card. But sometimes nowadays it is happening that the part three questions are also not on totally on basis of cue cards.
Okay.
Recently, my student Manveer, he gave the exam and his cue card that was only for 30 seconds. The examiner stopped him in between and the follow-up questions were on three different topics. So it happens. Basically,
Okay.
you have to learn the skill of speaking English. You don't have to learn the topics. You don't have to cram the topics. You just have to learn the skill of English. Once you have the skill, how you can speak, then there is no worries. The examiner will ask you questions related to you and the topics that are general. So you don't have to worry. There are four marking standards, and you are expected to be able to respond to questions on common and uncommon topics and to speak at length. You are evaluated on the 9 band scale using this criteria, that is fluency, cohesion, which is graded 25% of your marking scheme. Vocabulary is graded 25% again, pronunciation, which is also graded 25%. Grammatical errors and structures also uh, leads with 25%. So this is all 100%. You will get 9 bands. You will get bands out of 9 and according to the eligibility, according to the skill that you hold in yourself about speaking English. So this is about speaking test. For other tests in IELTS like reading, writing, and listening, there would be sessions on this channel, so you can just be connected with us. And that is all in the speaking test. So I think you are ready to answer the questions. So I'll be just continuing with the questions.
Yes, sure.
Right. All right. So let's start with the next cue card. We will be moving to part two. Right now, we are doing the part two questions. That is cue
Okay.
card. And the cue cards, you will get 1 minute to prepare, and 1 to 2 minutes you have to speak. You have the biggest thing you have to keep in mind is that your answer should be in organized form. Your answer
Okay.
should not be like you are speaking from the beginning or the end, and then you are going to the beginning. Your answer should be in the proper organized. So the question is in the chat box. The question is describe an aquatic animal. It's a very common question asked in IELTS speaking test. Describe an aquatic animal. Describe an aquatic animal. Yes, you can have 1 minute to prepare on this, and then we can start with the answer. Right, Pranav? So who is going to speak on this? Okay, Ankit, you take that in the first instance. You can start your answer at the first, and then we will move forward with Pranav as well.
So this cue card is for me.
Yes, yes, yes. This cue card is for you because I think he's not here.
Okay.
You can take your time to prepare and then we can start the answer. Anyone who wishes to join this session, there is an ID and the password given in the comment section. You can see those and join the session. All right, Ankit, you can start your answer. Describe an aquatic animal.
Like these moments really come in my life. I barely came across such moments in my life, but I really got an opportunity to watch an aquatic animal. Like I just went to a tour to Goa I where I watched an full aquarium, which was actually it was a dolphin show in which I just came across some dolphins that were making some that were doing variety of activities that were done by the humans. As I went there and I saw there were 5 to 6 dolphins in our large swimming pool that were playing proper volleyball game. I was at first moment fully shocked to see such an event. They were quite kind to all the people as they were making humming sounds, and all the people were filled with happiness after watching them. They were doing a lot of activities like passing from the ring, which was hanged by the trainer, and even they were uh, even people were feeding some food to them, like type of meatballs which was given by the instructors to the normal public to throw towards the dolphin, and they will surely grab. And even I got one ball and I threw it towards the pool, and he just jumped out of the pool and got that ball. It was quite astonishing moment. Even I recorded some videos of them on my cell phone, and whenever I visit such places, I used to take a lot of selfies with my friends. We got a lot of shouts at that moment, and also enjoyed that moment very well. The all the trainers and the instructors were very kind, as well as very familiar with all the audience, as well as the task done by the dolphins were never seen by me. It will always stays in my good diaries. I will never forget it.
Okay. So let's move to the next cue card, that is describe a successful small business that you know. Describe a small successful business that you know, and you should say what business, what is the business, where it is, who runs the business, how do you know about this business, and explain why you think it is successful. Hi Gurlal Sidhu, how are you?
Can I answer in through anything like my friend started a business? I just quoted it.
You can talk about anyone. It is describe a successful small business that you know. It should be small business.
Okay, okay.
So you can answer anyway. So the question is in the comments for YouTube people. And it's describe a successful small business that you know. What is the business? And where is it? Who runs the business? How do you know about the business? And explain why you think it's successful. So this is the question. You can take your time to prepare, and then we can start. I think Pranav, he's not here. Okay, Pranav, I can see you on YouTube then. Just let me know if you need any help. All good, Gurlal, all good. All right, Ankit, you can start your answer.
Okay. Like now, like I barely get a chance to start any business, as I'm already a student and quite young. to pursue any business or getting any skills. But yes, I got a moment when I supported my friend's business. Actually, he started a small business of garments in the heart of the city, where he bought all the clothes of men's clothes, like a variety of shirts as well as jeans. And he was quite new at that business, so he required some manpower uh, to pursue it further. So he called me and I just agreed, because I too want to get some skills. I know that he did a lot of struggle to begin it, because he was not financially strong and not even able to get such a manpower. So he called a lot of friends, but they don't agree. But I agreed, and I saw that he was quite punctual, as well as he reached his shop in early hours, as well as he was quite active on social media, due to which he advertised uh, it very well. Like he used to make some pamphlets which he clicked, and ask the people to get it to their stories as well as status, so that more and more people could watch it. And I was quite shocked after a month that really it worked. His efforts were quite well maintained, as I saw a lot of customers came to his shop to buy clothes. I didn't thought that he could rise his business to this extent. He really did a lot of hard work. As I was normal, as I was normal person, I could support in only late hours to him, but he thanked me very well. He was quite generous person. He even tried to pay me, but I said that I don't want money. I just wanted to help you. So I just came. Our bond really got strong after that moment, and we are really in good touch from that day.
Okay. All right, that's good. So I think that is all for this session, and I think we should end this session. We spoke about 8 to 9 cue cards this day, and you had a good way of speaking, but the only thing that you have to focus on is uh, organization of the content and the duration of the content. Your speaking is good, your communication is good, you can speak good content, you have very good content, but organization and duration is really important. So organization is one of the most important aspects while you speak English or you even give a public speech. It is really important to make an organization of sentences and make an organization of the story that you're going to speak. And if it comes to the duration, as you know, it is an official timing that you can speak cue card only for 1 to 2 minutes. And if you go above 2 minutes, it's a problem for you. If you go below 1 minute, that is also a problem for you. So 1 to 2 minutes, you have to organize that as well. You have to or manage your time and duration of your speaking, which sometimes you make a mistake because you overspeak or sometimes you underspeak your content. Right, so all you have to focus on these two things and you're going to get very good band scores, and I'll see you in some other session as well. Thank you so much, Ankit Mittal, for joining with us. I'm signing off